not sure if you heard, but Chick-fil-A is in the news. And well, it's making headline news all over the place. A couple of things there. Apparently, Chick-fil-A has a shortage of sauce. So they're limiting the amount of sauce that you can put on your dead flesh, the chicken. They're limiting the amount that they give per customer. So instead of one packet of the special sauce that you can put on your dead flesh, you can, well, now you might have two packets, but only two. Dos, no more than two per customer, because there's a sauce shortage. And apparently, well, when you know, the Oklahoma governor has found the culprit of the Chick-fil-A sauce shortage. It's the current president of the United States, Joe Biden. It's his fault for the sauce shortage. You know, only people, well, they don't have too many brain cells because they ate the sauce, a little too much sauce, would believe such bullshit. But there's bound to be people that believe bullshit like that, especially in Oklahoma. It's too bad because, well, things like that can easily be debunked. Just like a lot of other bullshit that, well, could be debunked. But nobody chooses to do so. You know, there's a sauce shortage at Chick-fil-A. And, well, they're limiting your options now. And, well, you got somebody to blame. It's definitely, well, the president of the United States. It's definitely that dude's fault, according to the governor of Oklahoma. I'm not saying that that's true. I'm telling you that's what that clown in Oklahoma told you. You can believe bullshit all you want. It's up to you. Like, well, enough people in certain places do. And so that's why people can bullshit you. Because, well, they know you'll believe their bullshit. Anyway, the other headline that Chick-fil-A is making is, well, it's along racial lines, as always. Now, before I go any further, I did a little research on Chick-fil-A, the family, the Cathy family. They own it. It's been in the hands of the Cathy family, well, since it started in a small little suburb right outside of Atlanta. That's where the first Chick-fil-A was born, you know. It must have blessed the first chicken. In Jesus' name, I bless you, chicken. Now go into the fire and be fried and be consumed by, well, hungry humans who need to, well, eat blessed chicken. Because, well, of course the chickens are blessed before they were crucified and sacrificed. You know, it's the Christian thing to do. Everything must be blessed. And as long as the chickens believed in Jesus before their crucifixion, well, they go to chicken heaven. That's where they tell the kids anyway. I don't know if it's true or not, but it's more bullshit. Because, well, people like hearing bullshit. It's like hearing bullshit for centuries. And so they're used to it. There's no questioning it anymore. And if you come along and question anything, you're a heretic. You know what they do to heretics, right? Well, I digress. Anyway, well, Chick-fil-A is kind of in a brouhaha, a big one. Apparently, there was a incident of misogyny and racism at one of their locations. And, well, it wasn't handled right. But, well, can you really expect it to be handled right? I mean, it is, after all, a very Christian organization. And, well, the type of people that work at Chick-fil-A, they're the summer type kids, the Bible camp. And, well, their head is full of Bible verses. And, well, when they can quote the Bible inside and out, their favorite passages. Well, when it comes actually time to actually exemplifying the actual, putting the words into practice, not so much. It's easy to like regurgitate some nice phrases that, well, something or some imaginary fable creature supposedly be, well, orchestrated centuries and millennia ago. It's easy to do that kind of thing. It's kind of hard to, be respectful to the person next to you that works with you. Try not touching and slapping on their butt, not grabbing their breasts, groping them. You know, try not saying the N word to somebody who, is melanated. Those things are much more difficult. But quoting, Matthew and John from the Bible, those things are very simplistic in nature. You know, I was all set to blast the Kathy family. You know, come on and do a diatribe about him. And I did my due diligence, a little research. And what do you know? The dude looks squeaky clean that runs Chick-fil-A. Looks like, he's got his head on tight. Like, I could find nothing to criticize. But you see, you gotta look underneath the surface. Apparently, he's really big into servant leadership. And wouldn't you know, the purple people's out. I've studied servant leadership. I actually went to an organization once. This is a short story, but I'll tie it in. I'm concluding now. I actually went to, an organization once, and it was run by Christians. It was very nice. They hired a lot of immigrants. They did very well by them. And they taught about servant leadership. And it seemed like the community was doing really nice. And so I have to give praise where praise is due. And what do you know? Dan Cathy, the owner of Chick-fil-A, it seems like he ascribes to this model. I like to give Dan a little advice. The purple people's out. We support veganism. No cruelty to animals. So, the first slavery that ever existed on the planet was slavery of the animals. It's called cattle slavery. And we never sort of kind of got rid of that. So we do the animals very dirty. In most religions, if you read the fine dotted line, the congregants are not supposed to be eating meat. But you break covenant with that. And so you do the animals very dirty, Dan. And now, perhaps the animals are, come up with a sly way to do the humans very dirty. Gotta put two and two together, Dan. So I wanted to give you some advice. There's actually Beyond Meat now. You don't need to have like the real chicken. You can have plant-based food. So maybe Chick-fil-A should think about, changing over some of its menu items. Because, it needs to change. It needs to change along the racial lines, the misogyny lines, and, the actual meals that are being served. Less slaughtering of chickens. Less being a filthy, run-down establishment. And more uplifting. If there's no chicken, nobody's squawking. And, there's plenty of chicken. And that's why you got all the squawking. Just like everybody is eating the beef, is beefing. So think about that, Dan. And to the young lady who felt discrimination at Chick-fil-A, I totally understand you. It's best not, if you're a melanated person, to work for Christian organizations and companies. They tend to be very racist. Even if the founders have good intentions, it's still the lineage of, the institution itself. And wouldn't you know, some things never change. The church certainly doesn't. And racism hasn't either. And it's really, really sad. But, our condolences to those people who need extra sauce. I hope you get it soon. Because, sauce is, you can't eat their flesh without sauce.